You are watching the biggest and the largest African spiritual platform. My name is Hadassah. You can call me Makida. You can also call me Labraska, the sun goddess. You can call me Jezebel. I respond to all these names. We are the biggest and the largest African spiritual platform. We talk everything spirituality, everything Africa, everything blacks, everything spiritual and power is exhibited on this very platform. We are not advertisement, but we are the biggest educational platform. On this platform, you will hear things, you will see things, you will hear here. Yes, Memobia Akwaba, Ediba, the biggest, the highest, the largest, the mother of all spiritual platform. Yes, I welcome you once again to a great episode. My health for ni mechidi for mona moma platform ye kese mamu akwa babio menemu nyina na da ye bom ne ye koma ye guest ana ye hoho ana ne wabesra ye no akwaba papa ye ma wakwaba
yo ye na
at the bar revelations platform kese so dey ka mepese we be introduce wo ho bebo wudin who you are introduce wo ho kire ye na afei ye nhwe nkomo a oni ye babidi
yo e hwefo ne e tiefo ne nyina me hyamu nyina sanse mu na muma revelation revelation and ne dia paya ebedwa ebema ama for topic ene because bebre wo ho amudi fake accounts ehwe program we ye kan na omo so manya bia akoka wo omo die so enti ne dia ebegire bidamasem ni mu nyina
yo and your damas nti bo udin che wo ye hwan wo ye den
me din di Alfred Alfred Dunu na basically I'm the messenger of ancestors. Okay. Our African ancestor, my ancestor, your ancestor, and our ancestor, whom we have been deceived into thinking that they are evil, and yet we carry our DNA, and we erroneously at times go and change our surname because we thought our ancestors were evil. But the question is, nobody has ever changed his or her DNA or the blood that is within him or her. Madam Ase.
Odamwase. Are you still teaching? Me, yes. I know you were a teacher. Are you still teaching?
For a meantime,
let them know who you are.
Well, funny idea for na me checheni. We tried your senior high school. Nyamra dum ni nanuma daroma. School kakra. I'm a graduate, and I'm receiving a call from my ancestors, or I'm answering to the call of my ancestors. Now I'm trying to figure out. Follow my destiny path. So. What I'm doing at the moment in the corporate world, enchebia, ye debe tu nchena, ya na nanumjima. Damase.
Yo, damase. Yen you abema Alfred nende or what set you so na me penasem bebrebe because or ma ne condition en limite no in any way. Sabe tafrache neni eni ho na nso so oye niama akese nti megidi se nda wobetie niama akese pa ewo wasum nti ye nua be Alfred memo akwa ababiom wedi show ye chi ache one of the people mu she echire no mu pia nod no so no ya da se bebrebe nda you are on set yourself so you know how it runs ti enye smooth memo akwa aba ya ma ye guest no so akwa aba and ye topic ni ye ancestral calling and no and I by abe discuss nti and na wafro obi no obi so wafro obi subscribe na follow because new shows are about to hit the screen memo akwa babio media e de Maame Grace and I am revelations nti me nua be Alfred
ma
wo so ne ye be ka ancestral calling ho asem the edikan what is ancestral ma ye hu ansana ye kaso be ye ancestral and also ancestors what are they, what is it, define it for us to know.
All right, in a layman point of view, no, me nkai jagos bia waha na ancestral ye brofo be ye diba ye kasamu a eye nananum ana ye nananum be bia busia ye ba be piemu no krofo a omo chichi sa busia no aba bedu so ye aye waha nei eda be beba yeso ye ba be ye ancestors yeso ye ba be ye nana yeso ye ba be dani aye nana and today me pese ye fa ye hu nipa kra ye nana num ye any apama omuni tumi bi ananyame the creator of the universe apama omuyi a edasu ewo ho a yesu ye didi hu ene enti yes your ancestors basically nana num.
Okay.
Yep.
Nti ye nana nananom nti yenso ye beba be ye binum nana nananom because ye bewu akọ.
Say ye omu ye evil la. Etwa yes ye twa esa ye twa si ho enenu obi so ba be ye style bi.
To yenso ye beba be ye evil that. This is serious. You are watching the biggest and the largest African spiritual platform. We are number 1 Obi Abua. Intino ancestral calling. What is ancestral calling?
Well, basically, mpacho me I beni entimetwi no say emu nda ho a mu fa me kakra e be manage no e course abrofo so be me kakra.
Sure.
Yeah, basically, nenti a topic we ehia me pa ni say na me wo the system. Me ka system a obi di breye omudi a program ye to a particular line. Na sa system na me wono I spent over 3 decades of my life with the Bible, and about almost 2 years now certain things have been happening in my lives which in fact was painful, and I was trying to figure out, you know, Mamaga, at times if you don't ask questions you are not entitled to answers. And you can't solve a problem with the same mind that created the problem. So I have a certain mindset. I was in the system. The systems, we have 3. We have religious system, educational system, and political system. So I was in the religious system. I was in the church before facing these challenges. And the challenges was like that I lost everything I have. I was doing a business, I had a problem, and I lost my vehicles, and now things were not like the way it used to be. And I wanted to find out why I was facing that problem, because I was doing everything that I have read in this book. And let me put it on record that I will entreat every African to study the Bible back to back, because it is our own history. It is the history of our ancestors. So if you don't know it, that it is your own story, that's why somebody could use it and enslave you. So it is not surprising that we are slaves in our own land. So if you gain your consciousness, it is then that this Bible will make sense to you. It is then that you will not really read it religiously, but you decode everything, because the Bible is written in allegory. So if you take it literally like that, you will be a slave. So it's not surprising that many people are slaves, and we are in a box. And when they are talking to us, they tell us, think outside the box. He directly tell you, say, oh, box no more. Which kind of box are you talking about? The politics, the educational system, and the religious system, which we have all been programmed to belong to. All right. So I want to go by a bit before I come back to where your question, okay? So permit me. Okay. It is important, because I didn't just get up to be where I am today. I was in the system before the ancestors called me to come back to the contract I have signed with my Creator. So, in fact, things were tough for me. I was working, I would receive my salary, but I couldn't do anything with the salary, because all my business that I was doing, the bank was taking a chunk of my money. So one night, I was thinking to find out, because I couldn't approach this problem with the same mind that created the problem. No. So I need a new mindset altogether. So I was thinking what I could do. So one night I slept and I had an encounter with a being, which our viewers and listeners will be interested to know the being. I'll get there. So I encountered these beings, and the beings was like, they have come into this universe with me for a divine assignment. But I have been ignoring them, sacking them. I didn't allow them to have their way in my life, to allow me to perform the assignment of which I have come to this universe. And it was surprising, because based on where I was coming from, the system, if I say system, I mean the church. We have been programmed to perceive certain things as evil. And yet, the creator who has created those things, he didn't see anything as evil. If you were to see anything as evil, you have taken it off. So everything he created is in neutral state. It is neither negative or positive, based on what to make out of it. If you approach it with the positive mindset, you receive the positive result. If you approach it with the negative mindset, you approach it what? With the negative, you receive a negative outcome. So this being told me that, in fact, all that was happening to me, they were behind. So I should go back to my senses and settle with them and work with them. There's nothing in this universe that I will request from them and they will not give it to me. This is what the being told me. And I didn't understand because I prayed, break and lose, because I was coming from the charismatic background. They break and lose, or I break and lose. And yet things were just getting tougher. And I saw the being again. And this time around, I was having a change of mind because that was my I used to see that particular being, but the way she spoke to me, she has never spoken to me like that before. And the time that she told me this, I believe that was what I needed. That was the solution to my problem. So I decided to go and do divination, consultation, bisa, mikoe. And he came to light, say, all that I've been trying to do, and you tell me about so. Mamaga, the reason why I thought it was to come to this show is that a lot of people are going through problems that the solution is in their house. But they are looking for that solution in the church. No. I have been with the church. I have preached the same messages. I have done a whole lot of things. But over 3 decades of my life, I've spent it on the Bible. But when the time came for the ancestor to call me, I have no choice. So if I was with a church and yet my ancestral spirit, my family spirit could have power and come and pull me, destroy my thing, then it means that they own me. So if you are watching me, you are listening to us, and you think that wherever you are, your family spirit doesn't have power over you, you are joking. It's just that the time is not due for you. If the time is due, they'll pull you out. You could be a reverend, you could be a bishop, you could be whatever, they'll pull you out. Let me put that one on record. So the problem is that when I was born, I actually came to repair and restore the glory of my family. But when I was born, my father couldn't do divination. They couldn't ask, who is this stranger? Who is this soul who has come into their family? And to find out what they could do for that child. So, I will make reference to the Bible a lot because it is our own book. It's not for anybody. It's for my great-grandfathers. If you read Genesis chapter 25, verse 22, when Rebecca got pregnant, the baby was disturbing her. And she went for consultation, bisa, afa, divination. And she was told that she has 2 nations in her womb. The question is, if she couldn't do that divination, how would she know that these are the kind of children she'll be giving birth to? But now I realized that people were eager to know the kind of child they will give birth to rather than to know the spiritual assignment of that child. They will do all manner of scanning. They will see whether it's male or female. But the divine assignment that child is coming to people. Mommy, we have a lot of divine children out in this country who are wallowing in suffering just because the parents have no idea of who they were. It's sad. We have great stars in this country. Yet, because they have no idea of who they were, some spirit, some witch, somebody in that family who doesn't like good things has seen the star of that child and has laid hand on that child's star. So people who are not supposed to be suffering are suffering. People who are not supposed to be working for anybody, today they are slaves to somebody. They are making use of master to eat. And such people, they will dream and see themselves in mansions. They will dream and see themselves being driven. But in their reality, It's contrary. If you're that kind of person, go and do divination and understand who you are. So that is how I came to this level. So I did that divination in 5 different places, and the same thing they were telling me. So I came to a point that no, I have to respond to this call. Based on what my dreams and stuff, it confirmed that I am not an ordinary. I came for a purpose, divine assignment. The Creator has chosen me through my ancestor for a specific assignment. Now, back to the call. The ancestral calling is actually a call that the ancestors have sent somebody with the consent of the Creator to restore the lost glory of that family. And we have different types. We will be developed about them. If we go into the scripture, in Leviticus chapter 26, verse 44 to 45, we saw the God of Israel telling the people of Israel that he has a covenant with their ancestors. So for the sake of the ancestors, he will not forsake them. He will continue to be their God. And he will continue to be their people, his people. And our ancestors also had covenant with energies, entities. And let me put this on record. I mentioned God of Israel. Please, God of Israel is not the creator. It's only peculiar to, it's a principal deity of the Israelite. It's a God of war, justice, and thunder. So if you are thinking he's the creator, no, he's not the creator. We saw in 2 Kings chapter 1, verse 1 downwards, the God of Israel was fighting with the God of Ekron, Beelzebub, just because the king of Israel, one of the kings of Israelites, Ahaziah, fell ill and sent messengers to go and inquire of the God of Ekron, called Beelzebub. And the God of Israel said, no, why would he consult another God while he himself, he's a God of Israel, and he didn't consult him? What does it tell us? When you have a God in your family and you have failed to acknowledge that God of your family and you are praising other people's God, you suffer. That's why this country is like this. That's why Ghana is like this.
Say again.
Me say, and the reason why I'm using the Bible, because it is the Bible that they have used to bring us to where we are today. So, and which is our own story that they have edited. And if we are talking about the biggest crime of plagiarism, is the Bible. And then I'm for Benya topic, Papa.
You are watching Revelations, the biggest and the largest African spiritual platform. The unknown is known on this very platform.
The biggest crime of plagiarism. Udiobi ejuma ujuna wa acknowledge ni pakuna wa committee plagiarism. And the Europeans have used the story of our ancestors to write a book, which they have used to destroy Africa, our rich culture, our tradition, our norms and values, and we are slaves. So let us arrest them first. They have to compensate for that first. So I boast of the Bible as the history of my ancestors. In ancient Egypt, Kemet, I've researched, I've understand the origin of the Bible. Our story is not what we have been told. We have been deceived. Let's go back. This Aquarius age, every information is out there. Don't just be judgmental based on what you are. Go and do your own research. Maame Grace, if you read the book of Acts chapter 17, verse 10 to 12, when Silas and Paul went to Berean, the Bible said the Berean people were of noble character because they received the word with readiness of mind and searched the scriptures daily to see what Apostle Paul was teaching were true. So if you are a Christian and you are not discerning, you are not analytical, you are not critical, then you are a novice. Then you are ignorant. This is the Bible, Acts chapter 17, verse 11 to 12. Minye printing press. Mintra Bible. Midi nim. If the same Bible that you are using to fight others are, this is what the Bible is telling you, that be a critical thinker. Don't just be a gullible person. Oh, this person, what is he saying? What is he saying before he's saying this? Then I want, then I want it. Then I want him a minimum. You see, Maame Grace, what we know compared to what we don't know. What we don't know is more than what we know. That's the problem of Ghanaians, of Africa. We are so static. We are so rigid. And we are... in terms of our spiritual growth, is malnourished. So how can you grow? With the same... I told you earlier on that you can't solve a problem with the same mind that creates a problem. And we have this country, every problem that we have, we are talking of prayer. Economy is not doing well. You say, yeah, fast, yeah, pray. And we have been doing fasting and praying all this while. And I happen to be in that church.
How did you know it was your ancestor that was calling you? And what or how does it look like? Nipa na no ofre wo no, no saying in your dreams you see these things. I mean, tell us how did all these things happen.
Okay. You asking a question, I'm ready. I know your modalities of your question, so I don't have problem.
So answer that.
Maame Grace, after my divination, it came to light that I have to receive initiations. You know, initiation will unite me with the cosmos. It will make me one with all the cosmic energies, for me to ascend my throne, my true nature that I brought before it got corrupted. So I am seeing the process. But the reason why I decided to talk about this is where I have gone into, I think I have gone so far. So that's why I'm talking about this. And the energy that I encountered, the earth element. And the earth element is connected to the water element. As I say, and so I say, and that being I encountered from the sea. And if I should make reference to the Bible, in Ezekiel chapter 26, verse 16 and 17, it said, princes of the coast or the sea step down from their thrones. So it is also there. So when we are talking about that, puna eda honu, whole world, nipa ewo honum no, Maame Grace. Yeah, you was say so. We are not quarter because that place is 72% covered the 72% of the earth surface. And the honum no, kromwa. Me nko happy. And my energy that I encountered. Who told me this? Who is my mother? Who doesn't like me to talk much about it, but want me, pardon me to say so, you know, we want people to know. So this are all real.
You know this platform.
This are all real. Oh, I've answered you, Mommy. I've answered you.
Okay,
but
so
I'm just, it's all my conversation.
Okay, so you know, as a Christian,
yes,
all these energies like the sea goddess, the river god, the deities, the stones, the trees, you know these things. Yes. We know that they are evil.
Yes.
So what you are saying right now, are you possessed with the evil spirit?
Mamaga, the creator is not in the book. The creator is not in the Bible. The creator is not in the Quran. The creator is not in Bhagavad Gita. The creator is not in any religious book. The creator is in his creation. Tieniye. Obo adienu, oni huma biemu, owo na bodiemu, odini tumi ashe abodie we nyina mu, enti na ye nananum, our ancestors had knowledge of this. So they were worshiping the creator through nature. So they have made laws to protect nature. But how do we see today? How do we see today? In the name of Christianity, in the name of this and that, we have destroyed our... If you go to America, you can't cut tree any rough. You can't kill any mouse any rough. They will arrest you right now. But we have destroyed our water bodies. And the question is, can we survive without water? No. But water can survive without that. All the nature elements, all the nature entity can survive without human being. But no human being can survive without nature elements.
We are the biggest. We are the largest. when I hear things like this, now I'm my stable because sometimes, you know, when the chase, the insult, the names, me so sana na ye me say ye me nkwa na me hu bibi, and na me nkwa na me dwene adwen bi. But when I hear other people also saying such things, na me hu say be me steady, like there is nothing wrong with me. So Mr. Dunu, mama mbisa wo say see you oti a wuti okoye sa divinations ni nyina na who the difference. You've been here, you've been there. Me, I'm always looking for solutions. So now tell me, first, niyama na wo kan nature wa maye hu say no na nyame tim. So simply means enye evil. So I don't have to ask any question. Now I have to say me ye damp bisa no. Enti no dia me bisa ne say this say ye free ye ja nature no na ye ja ye ancestors no ho na ye call this place na e den damages na ye cause because you've been here and here, so you know the difference. So wo call ha no a wo free ha call ha na wo ko hu omo no wo ni omo adi nkomo nti ye wa ha said ye bombard ne ye niama no. Tell us 5 damages a ye cause. 1 nipa, 2 your progress, 3 country nankasa, any 4 eniame wom ni your future e dey na ye cause.
Yes, start one,
first one say ye kwa ha na ye bombard omo a e dey ben damages na ye cause ye ho as human beings.
Okay, and no ye yankasa ye bro ye ho dua, we are cursing ourselves. In a sense that the very thing that is your that is your essence, that is you are living because of that thing, and yet you criticize the thing, you call the thing evil, and it is the same thing that you survive with. Maame Grace, I started this fight with my family. Okay, when I did the first divination, I was told that there's a story in my family. How that said I have ignored him, I had to come back and give you food. I was like, but I understand that recently they gave you food, and I came to my village and did that. I went, and then my dad called me that what I'm coming to do, what I started, he doesn't, it's evil, they will kill me, blah, blah, blah. I said, is that so? He said, yes. I didn't say anything. So I found time, went to the village, and I called him. And I said, Daddy, I'm answering your question based on what is happening in my house. Maame Grace, I'm not deviating, okay? So I called him and I told him that, man, you see the land, the family land you are cultivating? He said, yes. It's for that stool. The energy in the family, the energy that assisted my ancestors, our ancestors, to acquire that land that you are benefiting from. And you are telling me that, and unfortunately, because of the work I'm doing, I don't stay in that village, I don't do farming. Okay? I am not a farmer. I don't do farm. But they are in that village, they benefit from these energies, this land. And yet, you see his mindset. So I realized he didn't know. So I sat him down, okay, and educated him. Now, gradually, anytime there's something I call him, he will run and take money and go and buy and go and do it to him. Why? So I realized that our people need education. They need education. So if you are condemning something and you yourself, you are a direct beneficiary of that thing, you are in the family house and you criticize your ancestors that they were evil because a pastor who sits somewhere and tells you that your ancestors are evil, and him, Maame Grace, a lot of prophets today are using ancestral spirit, but they don't say they don't know. Because the energy, they are neutral. They can manifest themselves the way they want them to manifest you. Mami, for example, you can Angel Gabriel, Maame Grace. And you brofo na umuma ni disa. Uba Ghana Angel Gabriel. Ye na nu was start to mean that diaphragm, that energy. You understand? Eh? And when we talk of Angel Michael, and Etigareno. So anytime I hear of the name of energy, I try to find it in my own dialect. Because minya American, minya European, right? Me Ghanaian. So how will I call that? Also have problem with our spiritual, our gurus when they are trying to depend on foreign spirit without relating it to the one we have. I just mentioned to you, 2 Samuel chapter 1. When the God of Israel was fighting his own king because the king couldn't come and consult him. And Maame Grace, it will shock you that because of that, 100 people lost their lives. Read it. 2 Samuel chapter 1, from verse 1 through to 16. You get my point? Because of only one person mistake, the God of Israel killed 100 people because of only one person. Just because he didn't come to consult him, right? So if we have energies in this country here, and our leaders will go to India, our leaders will be going to Benin, our leaders will be going to Togo, while we have Krachidente here, while we have Nana Buku here, while we have powerful energy that can help turn things around for us. The less said about this, the better.
Okay, so let's tell us. Somebody can continue. Because you damages, but you better also. You better yes, you better damages in the so. But Maame can we at this point? We see energies now. Only that land, no, more family land, no. Not just say, no na family ni benefit was so energy ni na enjoy yeah whatever no more
acquire ancestors to acquire
that land. Yes. Family be any land be any ancestral property.
Exactly.
So those who are selling their lands to strangers, tell me the consequences.
Maame Grace, we don't sell family lands. Even land nakasa, assassin nakasa, assassin ye naswi, nakasa nyami. Uba yayi aigbe memoir. If you come to Volta, Togo, Benin, the God that owns the land, we call it Anigbato Sakpata. Anigbato Sakpata. That's how we call that energy. And any spiritual person who has that energy with him, not that he has gone to take it, but that energy he's born with that energy. I know you have eyes, Maame Grace, you see, and you know the kind of person I am. Okay, and I know you see the energies that are sitting with me here. Okay, akonya mitisu a ye dia woman no, tumi a ekita sa akonya no Krachidente. Okay, so stolen land, and a family land. We don't sell it. Even strangers under normal circumstances, we don't sell. When you sell a land to a stranger, the stranger has gained power over you. He can talk to you anyhow. But when the person come, amamre kwanso, waji apetesi, etwa baku sina etwa baku, eni akoko baku ana odwan, ana ponchi, amamre kwanso, now the assassin massa nipan, now o see die waswa. Se development obeye develop o krunsu, se bibiba on kasa muhu rough. Do you understand? But now the person has bought the land. What can you do? That is why if you check critically, those kings who do that, they die rough, they die mysteriously. Because the land are supposed to be there so that generation after generation will come and enjoy. Okay? Who say Nipakrona Ube Sosilinu, so no toya, we look come and see it. Do you understand? And Maame Kawe say, Muye busiabi na akonya bi damo, akonya bi wo mu ho, na akonya no enye mu de. Na mu di takache ni sika mu wonti edi sakonya na nanum ebe revenge. People will be dying from stool that does not belong to them. So if you are holding some stool which you know clearly that is you are not the right owners of that stool, please call the owners and release to the owners, because the right blood are calling for their own stool. That one there me the becho me because
we will talk about that one day, but let me give your words back to you. See me, you know I see blah blah. I know you also see. So be honest. This question I'm going to ask you.
I'm a small person.
This question I'm asking you. Yo, no problem. Be honest with me with this question. So what that? Me cast the be also be a ready book. Na say obi kan we read the philosophy be we nim onim into obi kan yampa, but when you tap information directly
from the source,
yes. Now people don't know, so you look like I mean, let's leave that, but be honest with me. When you tap or you travel into your energies and you see the country Ghana, give me two things that scares you the most. Eske and aske, whatever. They are Eske will pay the most two things. Concerning this selling of land and the stool thing and the river thing, drive it around this, you know, so that you wouldn't go to blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Maame Grace, ade ba ko amesoro ni say first one no, is to come to a pointer. Adishe eba be yakwa na akwa be ye odishe. That's one thing. San say ade aye omudia no e wo obi ho, and there's nobody that can defend them. Just in the case of Mephibosheth. Mephibosheth had a lot, but because of his condition, because he was vulnerable, he had denied no. 2 Samuel chapter 9. He had denied no. It took David. So God is raising David. In this country, David is not a Ghanaian. God is raising people like former religion JJ, Omu type, any Kwame Nkrumah type, no, and you see what will be happening in this country. That's the first thing. And the second thing is the future of this, the divine children, or this year, and divine children, okay, omo gifted, no. Because all these energies, when they possess you, because they have destroyed all this, no, people will have challenges operating with their gifts. Because right now, I am not supposed to put up a building in the midst of people. I'm supposed to be isolated from people and be close to a water band. But the question is, where is that place? You see my point? So I'm speaking, answering your question, and as well as finding myself in that same situation. Okay.
We are the biggest, we are the largest, and I am Revelations. I will keep revealing, we keep delving into things. So how would one know the ancestors have? Na me pese me bisa the damages are ye bombarded omo sa na omo ye aggressive and then omo cost it, but time no so but you we no mame ye bombarded omo sa na omo ye aggressive.
Oh, you see, the energies, no, omo ye powerful. The earth energy, the water energy. Usually earthquakes here, the scientists will come and say a whole lot of things. But the spiritual connotations, implications, some of us will know. Okay. To make what a book now, Markine. All that I'm saying, Maame Grace, I didn't read it anywhere. And on top of that, I'm a blind person. That doesn't mean I don't read. But all that I'm saying, Mommy, it will be difficult for somebody to come and convince me of what I'm talking about. And the energies knew. They knew this. Okay? Because I was so rooted in the Bible. Have you seen I didn't hold any Bible, but have you seen how I'm giving scriptures? I don't preach holding Bible because I have studied the Bible. So it's like it came to a point I was becoming a walking Bible. So the energies, when they are angry, the waters, their own is even dangerous. The water energies.
The flood.
The water energies. Mommy, the water, and people think that the waters are not powerful. But the question is, can somebody do anything with that water? Water energies are one of the most powerful entities.
You can't stop it in anything.
They are in everywhere. Hey, they are in everywhere. Hey, in so na ewo hono eja wo mu, iframa wo mu, asase wo mu. Asase ewo ho so so eja wo mu, iframa wo mu, in so sa wo mu. So if somebody possesses these two energies,
So Ceciano, looking at the hope of Africa, how does it look like? Is there hope?
It can only be hope when we go back to our roots.
How do we go back?
Already, Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16 tells us that let's ask of the ancient ways. And Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7 through to 10 also tells us that let's ask of the old path. So what our ancestors were doing, I keep telling people that the creator is not in a book. In the universe, the creator is too big to be contained in 66 book. The creator is too huge to be contained in Quran. Even in Sokekekra cannot contain the creator. And the God of Israel is not the creator. The God of Israel is not the creator. The creator has no name. The supreme being, the source of life, the source of everything in this planet, he doesn't have a name. So when people are referring to him as God, Maame Grace, say, una uye phone way, Mama ga phone. Can you be called a phone? Huh? Imanu, can you be called a phone? You cannot be. So every creator is out of his creation. You understand? So if you are saying that the creator is God, just because they have used the capital G, it doesn't change anything. The created monkey is still a monkey, right? The scripture I gave, Second King chapter 1, you see that the God of Beelzebub, they are used small g. The God of Beelzebub, they use small g, okay? But the God of Israel, they use capital letter. When I have many energies, still all of them will not be equal. There might be principal, there might be senior. So those senior energies, I can decide to capitalize their name as reverence, right? So it doesn't make them the supreme creator, no. The supreme being has no name. It doesn't have a name. So I refer to me as the creator, the supreme being, or source of life. That is all. This is the best description you can give to it. You say, hello, hero. We are just playing with words.
You are watching Revelations. Maame bisa we na yes a statement na me yam hye me kakra nti me pese me bisa wo eno. We di kan aka say the royals. And I was aka say the gifted ones. Any how omo ye niyama just to restrict those who are coming with these energies to correct some of these errors, so we have our grounds. Looking at where you stand now and wherever you have reached, those with giftings, what is their faith in this country? And the royals, what is their faith?
The giftings, the royals, no, the bebrenu, because of sebi sikasem, any omo school and him, no, people have taken away what belongs to them from them, and that one the ancestors will be revenging. Okay, ancestors no, because akonya na wo nankasa no, eye samafo ene wo ta akonya no, entina se unye adishe kaina entina me pe titiri for sem no. Papa Michel pa coffee me tie no pa mama na se unye the right royal na ye ya amamran kasa mawa ubewu say that's also amamran kasa we da titiri for beba show we so no. I've heard him talking about someone and I say yes who come asem who be sano amamran kasa efra amamre kan no se wunye royal nankasa ye yema obewu we dey no kwa nim da kwa yembo nche. But the giftings ones no omo situation no omo problem a system. The system is limiting them. Okay, the system, and the system starts from the house or start here near, then they will start taking them to pastors to pray for them, deliver them. And maybe so, Mami, Mamaga, say, Udi Obako school, and you be Ubeto book a mano, right? Okay. Ubeto pen a mano, right? Ubeto bag a mano. Now just school fees, okay. Or boy, they are all born me bass, so we say, me bed this some jumano. Our Nyansam no, or the two me be a come home. And to me bass as we swear. Now be a bejina him say, 2 me na nya me different me manko ankoto, manko obi a ho anko akoji. Say, start to me na mikitanu boni. Right? And the wo a wo ye sunsum nipa bi, ana wo ye pastor, obi a oye divine child, oye gifted. Na wa ba wo che, na wo se wo ye tu sa susum na mana, you be cursed by the universe. Maame Grace, you will be cursed by nature. Some say, destiny or the buy no, ade or the buy so baba no, who na we are busama and sacrifice because they are preventing you from accomplishing your task. And then papa say, hey man, don't come across me. Because what you're supposed to do from infancy, if we were to do it, by now, you also be free. Right? Same as Kenya, will my father be family again? Okay for my head.
Inti sa efie no ma start akola no who say no kan yes say no ye de nako na we I want you to take your time and break it down.
Okay.
Say obi hwe yen sesi a na or obebi say me den hu say me ba we or ye gifted nti ma me fa ne nko so for ho. Obe den no be hu.
Okay, first no ye nananum abress no omu ye divination. Okay. So one to me anye divination they must say obi aye ehun ehia pa. Then another way I best to me who say I thought they be no they see they have a dreams of those particular child. Okay? Ut me so that I say this child me who say it was situation be more. Then it means that when you don't understand, I say that me so you know man tia say papa no me ko divination e na buy, okay? After so so omu ye young sir, omu ye vulnerable. Okay? So omu here say omu ye protected. Okay? But you can't protect the child. I mentioned something about the Bible earlier on. In Matthew chapter 2 verse 2 we're told say ebra ye wo yesu no. Some 3 wise men saw his star, okay? And when they went, they gave 3 items. Mamaga, those 3 items were mystical items. Okay? So, omu ye ritual be my Jesus. Omu antro Bible no. Just to establish his star. Okay? Ye nananum enim sade way say akora be bana okwo aduma chere bia obehu na oma pe amba bi na oma dware nu ana oma ye bibi, okay? Just to prevent any evil eye of what attacking that child. But sade nyina eyira sa Yesu krana no, sa Jesus krana no. Ebra ye wo no for with the 8 days no omo purify no omo kumde. Okay? In Luke chapter 2 verse 22 to 24. Akoko. Okay? Dove.
Say almost say akoko.
Yes. Okay. Omudi purify no. So these are all that need. So I'm asking your question. No, these are all things that need to be done for a gifted child, a divine in the Western world they call divine children. Okay, divine children.
Do we still have these children around?
A lot.
Like how is the even the grown-up ones?
A lot.
How are they going to proceed? It's not easy.
So that is why I'm saying that yeah, you know your box mo. Until now, omu kasara, then they are asking her to think outside the box. Okay? Anytime I hear this statement, I laugh. Okay? Think outside the box. Omu kasara students were think outside the box. Omu kasara business people are think outside the box and be what? Innovative. Until now, me bon sema ya papa kojo safo de biano katanka no. San say wa huni hunda. So he was not limited by the system. Okay? And we have a lot of his type there. We have a lot of his type. In different field. Okay? In different field. But now the system says, a time I go to school and do maths and do science. Meanwhile, I maths no to me. But if you go to the Western world, the developed country, they don't force the children to do what they are not able to do. Okay? They will look at your ability and push you to that area. At age 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they see that child begin to what? Invent things. Then we are here, we are just consumers. And our leaders are consumers. Okay? And they're also bringing out consumers. Our educational system, after school, you can't produce anything. You have your first degree, you have first class, you can't achieve anything with it. So these 3 systems, religious system, educational system, political system, when we are able to change it to reflect in our peculiar needs, to situate it in our context as African, we develop. Give me one structure for each system that you just mentioned. One structure that can change it. 1, religion. We don't need religion. We have tradition. We replace religion with our tradition. Christianity, Muslim, Now we stick to only our tradition, the tradition that our ancestors used to acquire the land that we are cultivating, we are building on, we are selling. Okay? Those energies that help our ancestors to acquire the land that we are selling, we are making money, billions of it. You know? One, we replace it with that tradition. That is one. Two, educational system, it needs total overhaul. Okay? Now, we change our curriculum. Then, the guidance and counseling section, we collapse it and make it, we put psychic there. Okay? Those spiritualists, when you go to outside, we have them. They will consult them. So that any child that will come to school will be consulted through a media and say, you, what have you come to do? What is your assignment? So when we are able to when you are able to get the child assignment, then you put the child to the area that he belongs. Then the third one, our chiefs, our kings, our chieftaincy must take up their authority. We don't need politicians to develop this country.
Is these three things possible to you?
It is. Mommy, it is. We have energies in this country that can protect us. But the leaders who are supposed to implement those things, and the irony is that all those leaders have those energy in the secret room, they are praying for every day. And the other time a prophet came here saying, you should need pour libation. In Psalm 75, verse 8, the God of Israel pour libation. In Numbers chapter 28, verse 7, the God of Israel is asking libation to be poured.
Quote the New Testament. Say no na here some quote the New Testament.
As you quote the New Testament.
That poured libation, because that is the problem now. If it's not from the New Testament, it's not valid.
Maame Grace, you see all that I'm saying, I've been making reference to the New Testament as well, right?
Yes.
I make reference to the New Testament,
yes.
Right? The question is that the reason why Christians are the most vulnerable, the most suffering in this country is that they are claiming the blessings of Abraham, claiming the blessings of Jacob, claiming the blessings of Moses, claiming the blessings of all these individuals in the Old Testament, and yet they are not performing the ritual they were performing.
We are the biggest. Okay, so now, Obi Shayenya, as some Obi be saying, and it's a man who said, me ba we or ye gifted. What you say?
Yes.
And then my work olane we manye divination. Yeah, ye need there. Ya say we.
Oh, we can still do something. It's just the same way I'm also able to find my way now and not come back to the track.
But so when him say easy, so let's pave the way for those who are coming. So let's start from the children. Obia wo akola onko ye divination ye. Obia then when we say me ba we oshana or she is gifted, he or she is gifted. And dear ben yare na attacks na ya mostly coming with these gifted children.
Okay, the way how you can know. Ekwa obe fast obe hu adika kadada. And it's a divination, okay?
But and do we have these divine people?
Yes, we have them.
In Ghana,
yeah,
genuine ones.
We have the mediums.
The mediums.
Yes, that is the same as the medium.
I know.
If you come to my land, Aigbe, a voter region, we have a fast system. And we have people who we have them, but just that the genuine ones,
that's what I'm asking.
The fake one, no, now social media.
So, medium crap, they would be a spiritual hour, and I was like, I'm your medium, I'm your mouthpiece, and the bedani issue. So what I'm asking is the genuine ones are they still there? It will take time. It will take because the harm that has because they use 400 years to do this. So gradually. We'll get them. Okay, so let's see the children. Medium, like there are signs that you will see that this child and these children always come with some sickness. So I want you to mention a few of them so those watching us.
When you have a child that seems to always be doing it the unique way, that refuses to take instructions, that is like or this kind of weird character be suspect say on your ordinary. If you usually have a conflict with that child, because Maame Grace, now I have that problem with my dad, okay? Because I want to soon we are saying me and na be and asaba. No, it's not about my instructions because of me you understand? I just got to know this about 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago. No, 2 weeks ago. This particular one, Miko Togo. Okay, this particular one I'm talking about right now. Now, energy ni back me ho. Okay, a ancient energy. A mean nana who passed on 500 years ago. Okay, ni energy back principal energy, and I reincarnate ye. And I incarnate ye. Do you understand? So when that energy is with you, usually they have issue with their dad. So when you are having issue with your child, be brain now, suspect say this child is not ordinary. Okay, anajo or to me susa. Okay, ohun bibi amuhu. Different for. Yeah, but now we need to know a video because many people will see me that I'm a blind person.
Now you are seeing them as blind
person because what I can see, what I know. Oh, you can have a call when you cook about him. We can come we come and yada on year. We can never come at that. There's I don't you do no. Not all Poma. We have to. That is one of the signs. They cry at night a lot. And the reason why they receive so much attack is that omu a light. Maame Grace, omu a light too. So any evil energy, and shada and your papa that they receive attack because I was telling you the last time in Okasai, say who saw light or darkness more. You see flies coming to attack the bulb, right? The light, okay? So anybody who receives so much attack, obviously, or give or nankasa nim say or gift.
And because nanu you close, so ya kwala on to mean kasaniti, nini ye open to home plain. Our time is almost due. You will come back. I believe they will give you even life. These people, if it is life, please write it in the comment section. If it should come back, just write it in the comment section. And I want your last words to be with those who are going through stuff. Okay. Ancestors okay. But they have no idea. Okay. So the parents, how are they going to know this? Should they look out for their dreams? I mean, give us that advice.
Okay. So basically what I want to say is this. Some of the dreams that when we see indicate ancestral calling is when you dream and usually fly in the night. You see yourself flying in a dream. You have energy with you. 2, you sleep and then it's like somebody has called you, you've heard your name. And it's like you wake up as if you want to run in the night and you realize that nobody was around. You have been called by your ancestors. And when you also dream that you always go to school, a school that you complete, Mama, my way university, I have completed university, but usually I would dream see myself in a primary school that I completed so many years back. Somebody will tell you that it's a spirit of setback. It is not true. The universe is trying to let all that you are doing, you have to start afresh and start your calling. It means you are not yet fulfilling the reason why you are here. That is the basic means of some of these things. Okay? So, but the best advice I will give is let everybody try to ask of who he or she is. Because before you came, you were a spirit. And you have signed a contract with your creator. And every money you get is attached to that assignment. So if you are not doing that assignment, you see certain people will be broke, but they will dream and see money with them. Be in a mansion. The investor is telling you that we are the 4. And this is to those of us who have not yet married. If you have married already, well, I don't know what advice to give you. But if you have not yet married, please find out who you are. Because I'm in the process of breaking somebody's heart. Just because I received a call and the person cannot move along. So please, if you haven't yet got married, find out who you are, your divine assignment before you make that decision. Other than that, you come and disappoint somebody. Thank you so much for watching us. We bless you for being with us. Thank you so much, Maame Grace.
Are you signing off? Abusia minimini abema Alfred and your was set so I think he's dispersing a whole lot of information. Yen na yen sua de mfiri wi ase eso. Odofo wobetimi akofa sebe kuraba a eda chance ana glass eda bola so abedidi wo mu ewo efie wobetimi ayare na so betumi akostore sebe akoto kuraba abedidi wo nyare. It's about how you clean the thing. Inti muma ye ni enko from down ye tiri koko a ye ni ne ma si ye te asase so nko ade na adwuma bebre ewo ye ni ma ye ade a wonnim no untumi nkasa enye nti dia wo ka mesi obi ka kiro se we nya wankasa so tenase na keka ade ni sisi anim obi a attack obi so obi yira oye low soul a nye oni obi abusua na yira saa na bible aka ni plain say salvation so eye individual adofo moma ye ma ye ni enkofom enu nti na me say revelations amma na ntaba mu so na ode the quest of akabulan edeba we are going to have one-on-one with all those deities and see what they have to say about our condition. Bidi ya meje so ede Maame Grace. Ye nua be ma Alfred. Ye be pese wo do social media handles ni ade. On fan to.
Not yet there, no.
Not yet.
No.
Na number swear.
No, please.
No, please. No. But advice na some cultural you would have to create something and start teaching because people need to know. And yes, ejuma no.
But Maame Grace, you are here. They should come. You are here. Maame Grace is powerful. I saw you one day and you're powerful. So
is it me we are discussing? If you won't give your number, that is, let it end there.
Yes,
but please, I will bringing him is a bit of a problem. He's very far from the studio. Quite and oye juma and the condition so nipa nso di nechi edeneba. But anytime I be friend no or beba na oni abeshe or no dear or one-on-one encounter, one-on-one experience. Ne dear ne already ye menene kasa inti I know who he is. Thank you so much, Alfred, for coming. I'm most grateful. I appreciate your coming.
I also appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you so much for watching Revelations. We are still the biggest and the largest. Same time next week, Revelations will come your way with another great episode. My name is Hadassah. Peace.